Offer to open the window.
Shall I open the window?
Offer to buy a drink.
Shall I buy a drink?
Offer to bring some tea.
Shall I bring some tea?
Offer to turn on the light.
Shall I turn on the light?
Offer to open the letters.
Shall I open the letters?
Offer to cook dinner.
Shall I cook dinner?
Offer to make some coffee.
Shall I make some coffee?
Offer to phone Paul.
Shall I phone Paul?
Offer to carry that case.
Shall I carry that case?
Offer to drive Kay to London.
Shall I drive Kay to London?
Suggesting what to do.
What shall we do this evening?
Let's go out to dinner.
Let's not. I don't feel like eating out.
How about going to the cinema?
No, I'm not very keen on that.
Then why not visit Tony and Sue?
No, I'd rather not. I'm too tired.
We could always go for a drive.
No, I don't fancy that. It's too cold.
Then why don't we stay at home? We could play cards. We could listen to some music.
Let's not. Can't you suggest anything better?
Why don't you suggest something, Doris?
Well, why not... Why not...
Yes?
Why not watch TV?
OK, let's watch TV. But Doris,
Yes.
we did that last night. And the night before.
I'm asking.
What shall we do this evening? What shall we eat? Where shall we go? Who shall we visit? I'm suggesting.
Let's go to the cinema. Why not go to the cinema? Why don't we go to the cinema? We could always go to the cinema. How about going to the cinema? What about going to the cinema? I'm refusing.
Let's not. Let's not go to the cinema. I'd rather not go to the cinema. I don't feel like going to the cinema. I'm not very keen on going to the cinema. I don't fancy going to the cinema.
I'm agreeing.
Yes, let's. Yes, let's go to the cinema. Yes, why don't we? Yes, why don't we go to the cinema? Yes, that's a good idea.
Suggest going to the cinema.
Let's go to the cinema.
Suggest reading.
Let's read.
Suggest writing letters.
Let's write letters.
Suggest phoning Bob.
Let's phone Bob.
Suggest watching TV.
Let's watch TV.
Suggest playing records.
Let's play records.
Suggest visiting Kay.
Let's visit Kay.
Suggest having a walk.
Let's have a walk. Let's go to the cinema.
How about going to the cinema?
Let's play tennis.
How about playing tennis?
Let's drive to London.
How about driving to London?
Let's buy some flowers.
How about buying some flowers?
Let's watch TV.
How about watching TV?
Let's have a party.
How about having a party?
Let's visit Paul.
How about visiting Paul?
Let's work in the garden.
How about working in the garden? How about going to the cinema?
I'd rather not go to the cinema.
How about reading?
I'd rather not read.
How about watching TV?
I'd rather not watch TV.
How about driving to London?
I'd rather not drive to London.
How about playing records?
I'd rather not play records.
(11) Suggesting how to do it.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Dennis. What's the matter?
My car won't start. What shall I do?
Try pushing it.
I've tried pushing it. It didn't work. The car still won't go.
You could clean the plugs.
That's no good. The plugs are clean.
Then how about putting more oil in the engine?
No, that won't help. There's plenty of oil.
You could always look at the battery.
No, that's no good. The battery's okay. The lights are working.
You drove the car this morning, didn't you? Try waiting until the engine's cooler.
No, that isn't the answer. The engine's cool now.
Dennis,
Yes?
I can suggest something better.
What's that?
Why don't you put some petrol in the car? You've run out of petrol.
That's a good idea. I'll do that. I'm asking for help.
What shall I do? I'm suggesting how to do it.
Try pushing the car. How about pushing the car? What about pushing the car? You could push the car. You could always push the car. Why don't you push the car? You haven't helped me.
That doesn't work. That won't help. That's no good. That isn't the answer.
I'm going to do what you said.
I'll push the car. That's a good idea.
Push the car.
Try pushing the car.
Clean the plug.
Try cleaning the plug.
Look at the battery.
Try looking at the battery.
Fetch a ladder.
Try fetching a ladder.
Use the scissors.
Try using the scissors.
Look in your pocket.
Try looking in your pocket.
Go by train.
Try going by train.
Take this medicine.
Try taking this medicine. Try pushing the car.
You could push the car.
Try phoning him.
You could phone him.
Try buying a map.
You could buy a map.
Try cutting the string.
You could cut the string.
Try painting it white.
You could paint it white.
Try cleaning the record.
You could clean the record.
Try eating less.
You could eat less.
Try drinking water.
You could drink water. Try pushing the car.
Yes, I'll push it.
Try phoning him.
Yes, I'll phone him.
Try cutting the string.
Yes, I'll cut it.
Try cleaning the record.
Yes, I'll clean it.
Try fetching the ladder.
Yes, I'll fetch it.
Try painting it green.
Yes, I'll paint it green.
Surprise.
Have you heard about Mr. Baker?
No.
He started climbing trees.
He hasn't.
Yes, he has. Mrs. Harris saw him. He was halfway up a tree in the park.
Was he really?
He stopped climbing and waved to Mrs. Harris.
Did he really? Did he say anything?
Yes, he said, "Good morning. What a nice day."
Good heavens. Surely he told her. Why he was climbing the tree?
No, he didn't.
How amazing! What happened next?
Mrs. Harris stopped and watched. And Mr. Baker went on climbing.
Well, I never. I must tell Mrs. Evans. Have you heard about Mr. Baker? He thinks he's a bird. He's gone to live in a tree.
No, surely not.
Yes, it's true.
Have you heard about Mr. Baker? He climbed a tree yesterday.
He didn't, did he?
Yes. Then he sat in the tree
And he took all his clothes off. No, surely he didn't. Have you heard about Mr. Baker? He climbed a tree yesterday and...
I know.
Really? How do you know?
He told me. The wind blew his hat into a tree. He climbed the tree to get it.
Surprise.
No. Really? Surely not. How amazing. Well, I never. Fancy that.
He hasn't. Has he really? He hasn't, has he? Surely he hasn't.
He didn't. Did he really? He didn't, did he? Surely he didn't.
He doesn't. Does he really? He doesn't, does he? Surely he doesn't.
He climbed a tree.
Did he really?
He took his clothes off.
Did he really?
He climbs trees.
Does he really?
He thinks he's a bird. drives a Rolls-Royce.
Does he really?
He's broken his leg.
Does he really?
He's bought a horse.
Does he really?
He likes cold baths.
Does he really?
They lived in China.
Did they really?
She drinks beer.
Does she really?
We found some gold.
Did you really?
I've flown that plane.
Have you really? He climbed a tree.
Surely he didn't.
He took his clothes off.
Surely he didn't.
He climbs trees.
Surely he doesn't.
He thinks he's a bird.
Surely he doesn't.
He drives a Rolls-Royce.
Surely he doesn't.
He's broken his leg.
Surely he hasn't.
He's bought a horse.
Surely he hasn't.
He likes cold baths.
Surely he doesn't.
They lived in China.
Surely they didn't.
She drinks beer.
Surely she doesn't.
We found some gold.
Surely you didn't.
I've flown that plane.
Surely you haven't.
Apologizing.
I'm sorry about my dog.
Your dog?
Yes, I'm afraid it chased your cat.
Oh, that's all right. I don't mind.
It ran into your garden.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. Neighbours should forget these little things.
I'm afraid my dog broke some of your flowers.
Not to worry. We've got a lot more.
It dug a hole in your lawn.
Never mind. We can fill in the hole.
It made a lot of noise, I'm afraid.
I'm not bothered. So long as it doesn't happen again.
Oh, no, it won't. The dog also...
Yes?
It knocked your dustbin over.
Oh, that doesn't matter. The bin was empty.
And it,
Yes?
I'm afraid it broke a window. Scratched your car. And bit your wife.
What? You'll pay for this? I'll get the police.
I'm very sorry. I really am.
Apologizing.
I'm sorry about my dog. I'm sorry my dog ran into your garden. I'm afraid my dog ran into your garden. Accepting.
That's all right. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Don't worry. Not to worry. Never mind. I'm not bothered.
Angry answer.
I should think so. It's very annoying.
I'm sorry about my dog.
Your dog?
Yes, I'm afraid it chased your cat.
Oh, that's all right. I don't mind.
It ran into your garden.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. Neighbours should forget these little things.
I'm afraid my dog broke some of your flowers.
Not to worry. We've got a lot more.
It dug a hole in your lawn.
Never mind. We can fill in the hole.
It made a lot of noise, I'm afraid.
I'm not bothered. So long as it doesn't happen again.
Oh, no, it won't. The dog also.
Yes?
It knocked your dustbin over.
Oh, that doesn't matter. The bin was empty.
And it,
Yes?
I'm afraid it broke a window. Scratched your car. And bit your wife.
What? You'll pay for this? I'll get the police.
I'm very sorry. I really am.
"14. Inviting and refusing.
Di, would you like to come dancing tonight?
It's nice of you, Jim. But I'm afraid I can't.
Oh, why not? Go on, do come.
No, I'm sorry.
Please, Di, why don't you come?
No thanks, Jim. Sorry.
Well, how about coming out tomorrow night? We could go out to dinner if you like.
Sorry, Jim. I can't make it tomorrow night.
Well, we could meet in the afternoon. How about that? Would you like to go for a drive? Or what about playing tennis?
Jim, it's kind of you. But I can't manage tomorrow afternoon.
Thursday? Friday?
No, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm too busy.
Too busy? But why are you busy?
Jim? Have you met my boyfriend, Ron?
Inviting.
Would you like to come to the cinema? How about coming to the cinema? We could go to the cinema if you like. Do come to the cinema. Go on, come to the cinema. Refusing.
It's nice of you, but... It's kind of you, but... It's good of you, but... I'm sorry, but... I'm afraid that... I can't. I can't make it. I can't manage it. I'm busy that evening.
Di, would you like to come dancing tonight?
It's nice of you, Jim. But I'm afraid I can't.
Oh, why not? Go on, do come.
No, I'm sorry.
Please, Di, why don't you come?
No thanks, Jim. Sorry.
Well, how about coming out tomorrow night? We could go out to dinner if you like.
Sorry, Jim. I can't make it tomorrow night.
Well, we could meet in the afternoon. How about that? Would you like to go for a drive? Or what about playing tennis?
Jim, it's kind of you. But I can't manage tomorrow afternoon.
Thursday? Friday?
No, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm too busy.
Too busy? But why are you busy?
Jim? Have you met my boyfriend, Ron?
"15. Inviting and accepting.
Jane, are you and Eric doing anything? On Thursday evening?
Yes, I'm afraid we are.
Well, how about Friday then?
We're free on Friday. We aren't doing anything then.
Would you like to come to dinner?
That would be lovely. We'd love to. What time suits you?
Well, what would you say to coming early? Perhaps we could sit in the garden. Or we might have a walk.
That's a nice idea. So, what time?
Say 7 o'clock.
That sounds fine.
After dinner we thought... You might like to play cards. Or do you fancy listening to some music?
Either would be nice.
And would you like to see our slides?
Yes, we'd love to.
You haven't seen them before, have you?
Yes, we have. Six times.
Inviting.
Are you doing anything on? Would you like to come to dinner? Do you fancy coming to dinner? We thought you might like to come to dinner. What would you say to a walk? Perhaps we could have a walk.
Accepting.
Yes, I'm free on Friday. That would be lovely. I'd love to have dinner with you. That's a nice idea. That sounds fine.
Jane, are you and Eric doing anything? On Thursday evening?
Yes, I'm afraid we are.
Well, how about Friday then?
We're free on Friday. We aren't doing anything then.
Would you like to come to dinner?
That would be lovely. We'd love to. What time suits you?
Well, what would you say to coming early? Perhaps we could sit in the garden. Or we might have a walk.
That's a nice idea. So, what time?
Say 7 o'clock?
That sounds fine.
After dinner we thought... You might like to play cards. Or do you fancy listening to some music?
Either would be nice.
And would you like to see our slides?
Yes, we'd love to.
You haven't seen them before, have you?
Yes, we have. Six times.
"16. Asking permission.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Is it all right if I move your case?
Of course.
My son likes sitting near the window. Excuse me?
Yes?
Could I borrow your paper?
Yes, certainly. Go ahead.
My son likes looking at the photos. Excuse me?
Yes?
Do you mind if we eat our lunch?
Of course not. Please do.
My son likes eating on trains. Excuse me?
Yes?
Do you think I could open the window?
I'd rather you didn't. It's cold in here.
My son will be disappointed. He likes fresh air. Excuse me?
Yes?
Do you mind if I play my radio?
Yes, I'm afraid I do.
My son will be disappointed. He likes music. Excuse me.
Yes.
Do you mind if I smoke?
Yes. I'm sorry, but I do. This is a no-smoking compartment.
My son will be disappointed. He likes the smell of cigarettes. Well, here's my station. I'm pleased. Travelling with a child is very tiring.
Yes, it is.
Asking permission.
Could I borrow your pen? Do you think I could borrow your pen? I wonder if I could borrow your pen. Is it all right if I borrow your pen? Agreeing.
Of course. Please do. You're welcome to. Go ahead. Certainly.
Refusing.
I'd rather you didn't. I'd prefer you not to. Asking permission.
Do you mind if I borrow your pen? Agreeing.
Of course not. Not at all.
Refusing.
Yes, I'm afraid I do. Yes, I'm sorry, but I do.
I'd like to move your case.
Could I move your case?
I'd like to read your paper.
Could I read your paper?
I'd like to borrow your pen.
Could I borrow your pen?
I'd like to open the window.
Could I open the window?
I'd like to use your phone.
Could I use your phone?
I'd like to try on that coat.
Could I try on that coat?
I'd like to have the menu.
Could I have the menu? Could I move your case?
Do you mind if I move your case?
Could I open the window?
Do you mind if I open the window?
Could I read this letter?
Do you mind if I read this letter?
Could I smoke?
Do you mind if I smoke?
Could I park here?
Do you mind if I park here?
Could I borrow your pen?
Do you mind if I borrow your pen?
Could I sit here?
Do you mind if I sit here?
Could I go home early?
Do you mind if I go home early? Could I move your case?
Of course, please do.
Do you mind if I move your case?
Of course not, please do.
Do you mind if I phone Paul?
Of course not, please do.
Do you mind if I read your paper?
Of course not, please do.
Could I borrow your car?
Of course, please do.
Could I open the letter?
Of course, please do.
Do you mind if I go home?
Of course not, please do.
Could I sit here?
Of course, please do.
17, asking a favour.
Waiter, would you get me some cigarettes, please?
I'm afraid I can't, sir. We don't sell cigarettes.
Then would you change a £5 note? I'll get some cigarettes from a machine.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't. I've got no change.
Mike, can you go into a shop? Can you ask them to change this £5 note?
Excuse me? Would you mind changing this £5 note?
I'm afraid I would. This isn't a bank, you know.
Excuse me? Could you change this £5 note?
I'd rather not. I'm short of change.
Sorry, Dad. They didn't want to change it.
I'll ask somebody in the street. Excuse me? Do you think you could change a £5 note?
I wish I could. But I've spent all my money.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Would you mind changing a £5 note?
Some pound coins?
Yes, please.
Of course. No, I'm sorry. I don't think I can. I've only got one.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Could you possibly change this £5 note? I need pound coins.
By all means. Here you are.
Thank you very much. Now I can buy my cigarettes.
No, you can't, Dad.
Why not?
The machine's broken.
Asking a favour.
Can you change this note? Could you change this note? Do you think you could change this note? Could you possibly change this note? Would you mind changing this note? Would you change this note, please? Agreeing.
Certainly. By all means. Of course. Not at all. Of course not.
Refusing because you can't do it.
Sorry, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm afraid I can't. I'd like to, but I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. I don't think I can.
Refusing because you don't want to do it.
I'd rather not. I'd prefer not to. Yes, I'm afraid I would.